tuning in today. My name is Bernard Omondi of Clique Joint Ventures, Kenya. And today I want us to look at deal breakers in joint venture. When you're negotiating a joint venture deal, you must understand that there are things that can cause your deal not to go through. There are things that can cause a deal that appears very promising to break down. And therefore, in this tutorial, I want to look at 3 deal breakers that you need to deal with when you're negotiating a joint venture arrangement. Now, one of the things that you need to take care of very well is governance and conflict resolution. And under governance and conflict resolution, you need to deal with the issue of board of directors, you need to deal with the issue of board meetings, board of director meetings. You have to deal with the issue of decision making. And lastly, under governance and conflict resolution, you need to look at the issue of information sharing. So when you're seated down to negotiate a joint venture, under governance and conflict resolution, you need to look at these issues. Now, under board of directors, who appoint directors? How many are allocated to each partner? What are the qualifications? So when you look at your board, the issues that you need to agree on is who will be appointing the directors and how many will be allocated to each partner. What are the qualifications of these directors? Secondly, under governance, you also have to look at the meeting. How many meetings per year? Who convene meetings? Who called for meetings? And then, what are the issues that the board should make a decision over? Okay, so decision making. What can the board handle, and what can the owners handle? You don't want to give the board members the powers to handle everything. They need to know what they're supposed to handle, and as partners, you need to know what is left for you, so that there is no conflict, that the board made a decision over a topic or an issue, and that was a reserve for owners. Now, how does information flow? Alright, that's another issue. How does information flow? Okay, so you need to talk about the flow of information. Okay, what information is considered confidential? What information is confidential? And how to process information, or who process information? So this is the first thing that you need to handle. And when you're negotiating your joint venture, you need to look at, under governance and conflict resolution, you need to look at the board. Who appoint the board members? How many directors? What are the qualifications? How many can each partner bring? How many times will the board be meeting? What is the quorum of the board? And who calls for board meetings? And what kind of decisions can the board take? And what decisions are reserved for the owners? And the flow of information. So that under governance, you want to look at these issues, and this will help you to deal with the governance conflict that normally arise. Now, the second deal breaker that you must take care of is joint venture agreement. Now, what you put in to your joint venture agreement will define whether your joint venture business will continue successfully or not. And some of the things that you need to take care of here when you're negotiating a joint venture deal is what each partner brings, what each partner brings, all right, the value of each contribution. And let me explain this. If one partner is bringing an asset like land, that land needs to be valued. If a partner is bringing a building, maybe a building that is not fully developed, that building or asset needs to be valued, right? Timeline. For how long should this joint venture last? If it's a project, is it 1 year? Is it 2 years? That needs to be captured clearly. Management. Alright? Who will be in charge of the operations? Alright? Operations, or who will be in charge of supplies? Who will be looking for suppliers, agreeing with them, and all that? Profit sharing. Profit stroke loss sharing. How will you be sharing losses or profits? Alright? So these are just some of the items that you want to ensure that is covered in your joint venture agreement. And when you're sitting down to negotiate, you must understand that this is a key element that will bring success to your joint venture or not. And these are just a few, right? You need to document literally all aspects of joint venture, so that your business or activity, once you started it, it goes through successfully. Now, the last deal breaker that I want us to look into is what we call exit strategies. All right. When you bring a partner to do a business with, you must create room for getting out. And that is exit strategies. How do you exit a business arrangement? Or how does your partner get out? There are common methods of getting out of a joint venture deal, and there are several reasons why you may want to get out of a joint venture deal. For example, if the business environment has changed, whatever you've come together to do is no longer viable, you can get out. If the venture is loss-making, and so you want to minimize losses, you can exit. So, what are some of the strategies? One is management buyout. And the other one you can think about is IPO, or initial public offering. And you can also dissolve the venture by selling out assets and paying off your liabilities. Now, there are several ways of exiting a joint venture deal. All that you need to do is, when you are sitting down to negotiate, please ensure that the exit clauses are put out clearly. Each partner is aware of how they can get out of a deal, including yourself, so that you don't run into issues later as you go on with your business. So these are 3 deal breakers that you need to handle in your joint venture negotiation. I hope this helps you understand how to structure your joint venture. In case of anything, please, you can email us. Remember to subscribe. Remember to like our video, share with your friends, and give us an email. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again.